And so happiness in the human soul, especially in a weird, we're in this weird, we have this own variation of the Tower of Babel going on right now, because the light, like everybody's connected to a light bulb right now, and it's a really interesting. It's a it reminds me how fragile, like so, like it reminds, so that fragility is something I kind of wanted to write about, and that's the next book I'm releasing. I'm also doing some little illustrations on the inside, and
Ooh.
yeah, so that's my homage, like the homage to Brad. It's my homage. It's more a homage to Bradbury than it is to Asimov, but definitely the first. I'd say the first third of the book. I never would have considered some of the things I would have considered if I hadn't read Nightfall. So
Yeah, holy cow. It's nuts how inspiration can come from quite literally anything. And what wonderful ideas can bloom from just the weirdest things. And that sounds like an incredible story that would come from, I didn't expect that at all. I'm excited for that. That's going to be amazing. Like,
I'll send you an advanced read if you want.
oh, very good.
Yeah, very good.
You,
You can criticize it because it's still a draft. But I mean,
and I will be careful with my criticism.
that's
To
okay.
make sure I don't
Look,
destroy you.
I'm at that point. Look, here's where I'm at. Like this is where this is a maybe a confidence / ego thing. I'm interested in getting better. My feelings. Listen, I won't respond right away. I learned this lesson the hard way, unfortunately.
Yeah, take a day or
Yeah.
several
No,
to
actually,
just
it's the best advice I can give anyone that puts together art, right? Or any, or in your case, let's say you get your butt kicked in the dojo. Take a day. It's okay, right?
yes. Oh my gosh, don't get back up and just start kicking butt. If you get kicked, recover, process, and then move forward.
Yeah,
You will get nowhere from dragging a broken leg.
there's that, but also just simply the fact like your ego is going to take a beating in this life. That's the way it is.
And especially in our industry, in the arts industry, it is going to happen. We have to be, anybody who's starting out, who is potentially watching, be prepared for people to say no, for critiques to not be as kind as we would all wish them to be. And just when you get one, like you said, take a moment, take a couple days, and sit with it, and stroke your bruised shoulder, being like, because some might not be so nice, but it will. You will get better at taking them, and B, you can learn something from all of them, and just, for the love of Pete, take a day when you get your reviews. Holy cow. I cannot stress that enough.
There's a story there. I can hear it.
Well, that's generations and generations of artists who have all been like, I have this wonderful review. I cried when I read it for multiple reasons, but there is a review here. Oh, boy.
There's a story there. If you don't want to tell it, I won't force it. There's a story.
Oh no, it's just people need to be so much kinder with their words. It just draws back to
yeah. I mean,
a critique should not destroy somebody.
You have
their career.
I think the thing I recognize the fact too is this. I mean, there's two parts of it. There's the creative end, and there's the I recognize something. I recognize something very early on professionally, which is this: every editor wants to say yes. Every agent wants to say yes. Every publisher wants to say yes. Your fans want to say yes. That's actually the thing is, no is actually a very powerful filter in any situation. Asking someone out on a date. No. Well, guess what? That narrows things. It's actually not entirely a bad thing. I would rather have that than someone leading you on, because that's far more dangerous for both of you in the long run.
Yes. Far more damaging.
Yes. So I mean, no. I mean, there's no there, but there's also like no for the job, like no's are incredibly powerful things. It's a great tool, and that's why
you're capable of learning from them.
Both sides. For editors and agents and publishers, they have to filter because they're in the business to make money. And so from their end, you got to look at it and kind of go to yourself, okay,
They get thousands of submissions a day.
yeah, in some cases, right? And so what you have to do, what you have to recognize is, and also sometimes even when they're rejecting you, and they don't always have the time to do this, it's not necessarily because your book is terrible. It's also because it has to fit what they're doing, especially when you do anthology stuff.
Mm.
I've been asked to do a couple, and I've been rejected a few times when I got to that stage. But it was also just simply because at that point either they had something very similar that they thought was better, and that's not a knock to me. It's just the way it's again. There is a point of personal preference. But the other part about this too is, not everything fits exactly what they envision, and what you write, your voice might be the right voice at the wrong time. There is something to be said. There is something to be said about right place, right time, and a little bit of that luck fucker. So there's that end of it. So that's always not necessarily a bad thing. It can just be not right now. The flip side, right. The flip side, from the artist's point of view, you have to, again, this is a tough business. Right. Yeah, it's a tough business.
We will not sugarcoat it.
Yeah, it's a tough business, and if you're serious about this business, you have to treat it. One, you got to treat it like a job, and two, you're gonna have to accept the fact that your feelings are going to get hurt sometimes.
Yes.
Right? You're going to have to accept that, because at the end of the day, and no matter how high up you go on the rung, let's say you become, now you might get nicer rejections. I have found, like, this has happened to me, is people that know me. It's like, hey, we can't use that. It's okay, Josh. We still love you. Send it. Like the nicest rejection I ever got was actually for a Tesseract's anthology. That editor was so nice with their no. I actually was like, I just want to, like, this felt good. I would have no that felt
for this no.
Yeah, this is just for the no. I can only imagine what the yes is going to be if you're like, holy shit.
It would be amazing. Like, we would bow to your feet. We are terribly sorry. We cannot accept. We feel horrible, but it's very good. That would be the best no that you could get.
Actually, theirs was better because it was just sweet. It was it was actually just incredibly sweet. It was a sweet no. Like, it's like, I can't take this. But you did, like, I'm really thankful I got to read it. It was just one of those things where it was just like, I was appreciated, and actually that's all people really want when you get right down to it, is right. But not every editor has the time for that too. Like, again, so it's one thing if you get like 100 submissions, does seem like a lot, but I mean that's one, but it is a lot. But there's some people get thousands. Some people have like a slush pile that basically could fill a whole car. It's like, this is my slush pile. I pick something out random here sometimes, and I hate myself. And when I hire an editor, that's going to be their job, and it's going to be their personal hell. And
here's the key to hell. There you go. It's that way. See that pile?